into our fresh best of 5 into our grand finals of this week's KSL, the Korean StarCraft League, week number 71. And if you want to support the KSL, you know, we have !KSL in the chat. Do check it out. Do look to support the tournament. For those who do not know, this event is completely funded by the community, by the Patreon. So Patreon is the place to be. Thank you so much to all the patrons for this event. A shout out to Chicken Man and a shout out to Dave Testa as well for all the work they do behind the scenes. Much love as they do, or they are so passionate and so supportive of the Korean scene as we are jumping into our best of 5. And spawning in the top right hand corner of Amygdala, we have the blue Protoss player from South Korea. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the red Terran player, also from South Korea, representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning, oh, and if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. As a reminder, this is going to be a best of 5, not a best of 3, and we already start things off with an eBay block. Let's go. ByuN coming with the eBay block will delay the expansion of herO. herO thankfully does scout. Oh, never mind. I was going to say he scouts this ahead of time. He doesn't. He scouts this as the pylon finishes, so plenty of progression on this eBay, and this may just force herO to take the unnatural natural. Never mind. Zealot. So herO, he's going to chrono out that Zealot. herO, he will stay on one base that much longer. Already a great start here for ByuN. He pulls out just in time. 99% done. Very annoying to deal with, and ByuN does already force an uncomfortable start out of herO. Nicely done. Nicely done here by ByuN. ByuN, you can see he checks the linear third base. He's checking the triangular third as well. Checking for an expansion. Getting a read on what herO is up to. Back at home, of course, ByuN, he's going to be expanding. Settling in. Catching up with the chat. You guys do way more than how things used to be pre-2020, so eternally grateful. Ah, thank you. We do what we can. Do what we can. I always feel a little bit bittersweet about us getting into casting. As in, part of me wishes that that we could have like committed to StarCraft sooner. As with a lot of people, I think Steadfast was similar. I think ByuN was similar. A lot of us really went full time into StarCraft during COVID. Like COVID kind of like forced that decision, or like made that decision a little bit more viable, just because everything was locked down and because, you know, work for some of us was like drying up as well. So we had more time, and we were at home, of course. So that kind of like that made it a little bit easier to make that decision. So I think that's when we stepped in. I know Steadfast, ByuN, around that time as well, they also started to step up as well. So part of me is like, oh, you know, maybe it would have been nice if some of us had made that decision sooner, but I also know that I couldn't. Like, I didn't really have the internet or the PC to do that sort of stuff back like in Heart of the Swarm. But that's also why people always joke, but personally I'm proud of it. When it comes to our work ethic, like, again, we cast multiple times a day, every single day. Part of that drive that I have, at least as a caster, is because I feel like I have to make up for lost time. Like, I feel like I'm playing from behind, you know. I feel like curing that last game, I think. Where, like, I've been watching StarCraft since the beginning, but like when it comes to making content, we came in relatively late, and it's like I feel like I have to catch up, you know. So that's why one of the reasons why we cast as often as we do, and we make as much content as we do, because, you know, we're later than all these other guys, right? Than your Wardies or your Rotterdams or your Pigs. Oh. Now though, gonna be settling in. Again, herO does eventually take his natural, does eventually take his expansion. Likewise, going to be a blink follow-up. So Stargate opener out of here. Oh no, the Stargate opener Oracle does get caught out. Very nice catch by ByuN. And here, this is a rough start. A very rough start. Late expansion. The opener as well didn't lead to anything. I mean, he does have one more Oracle on the map, but this Stargate opener has led to nothing so far. Here, he needs to gain some value. Otherwise, he's just opening up with late expansion and late blink. Oracle dips in. Oracle, that's going to punish. Yeah, the Oracle's going to bring this down. Sorry, the Cyclone's going to bring down the Oracle, so I meant to say. So far, 2 SCV kills, not worth it. herO, he gets shut down. Nice. Stasis across the map will delay the drop, and herO will hold. But the shield battery still in the way. And ByuN, he doesn't back off, getting as much value as he can. Pokes in, going for the shield battery. Taking a lot of hits. Stasis trap is about to run out. And ByuN, he's rallying. ByuN, he's rallying across. He knows he has momentum. And he wants to keep going. He wants to break herO now. He's so close. Second Cyclone has arrived. Shield battery out of energy. There's the energy overcharge. Stalker goes down. He gets one, he gets two. And he has too much. He has too much. herO, he's being broken. herO trying to hold on. Struggling to. Boys are being pulled. Another Stalker falls down to 3. Down to 3 Stalkers left. Oh my god. Takes down one of the Cyclones. Down to 2 Stalkers. And this is too much. This is too much already. 8 probe kills and counting. Vikings, they do rally in. Another Stalker goes down. Hoping on the micro, the pickup. He's crazy. ByuN, he saves a Cyclone. 1 HP. Finally, it goes down after 14 probe kills. And even though herO holds on, that is insane damage. And ByuN, he's not done. He gets another probe. Can he get another? Not quite. Not quite, but 15 worker kills. 15 workers, 7 Stalkers, both Oracles. Blink is finally done for herO. And ByuN is on crippling damage. Back at home, all he has to do is survive. Just survive the counterattack, survive and defend against the potential 2-base all-in. I say 2-base all-in because herO, he is far behind. He's moving out, fanning out his Stalkers. And ByuN so far, he's in position, he's secure. He's got his tanks, he's got his bunker. There's a lot of pressure here on herO. Does blink in. Tank bully going off. herO, he gets shut down instantly. He will at least get the depot. True. Does get the depot. And that's something, but not enough. Not enough for herO. Rotates to the low ground. Bunkers in position. herO getting his 3rd base. So herO, he's not going for the all-in. He's not going for the all-in. herO is going to try to transition out of this, but he is playing from behind. I mean, well, big shout out to Peanut Butter Jesus. God, baby God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing for 3 months. Thank you. Do appreciate it. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Thank you for the support. Hope you enjoy the casting. Hope you enjoy the content. Hope you enjoy the StarCraft. Thank you so much. As you've made it here in time for the finals. For the grand finals here of this week's KSL. And so far, ByuN, he's popping off. He's popping off. herO trying to hunt down that medevac. Boost is on cooldown. Not available. Medevac goes down. Nice pickup. Very nice catch here from herO. Takes down a full medevac. Doesn't lose anything. And this is what herO needs. herO, he needs to catch these medevacs, these ravens. Needs these small wins here and there. Guys, these small wins are nice, but here comes the main army. And this looks terrifying. ByuN is pushing. He's got 3 tanks, Mass Marauder. He has the Raven full of energy. He can auto turret. He can throw down the anti-armor missile as well. Things are looking bleak for herO. It was just a very rough start. And ByuN is stimming in. There's the stim. Missile goes up. Charge, they do what they can. But there's no engaging into this army. Yeah, no shot. herO tries to come in from behind. He gets denied. Massive tank shots going up on the Zealots. Oh, he goes to the flank. Oh my god, into the winter mines. And herO, he will lose everything. He will lose the army. Gets 1 tank. Brings down 1 tank, but only 1. And ByuN, he snowballs out of control. He snowballs out of control. He breaks down the 3rd base. GG gets called, and ByuN takes game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. ByuN does take a lead here in the series. Again, a very strong start. It was just a very shaky opener for herO. As a reminder, winding it back, what happened at the start of the game? 1, we had the eBay block. eBay block was at almost full production as well. Full progress, that's it. Alas, that did delay the expansion. herO, he went for a Stargate opener, and what happened? herO, he lost both Oracles. He lost both Oracles at the start of the game. He got 1 SCV. He got 1 SCV. He got a handful of Marines. It was not worth it whatsoever. Because of that, momentum was on ByuN's side. After those 2 Oracles went down, he sent everything across the map, and because of the lackluster start, herO couldn't defend. He could not defend. He could not survive it. He was broken then and there. He lost, what was it? 15 probes. He lost 15 probes and 7 Stalkers. It was insane damage with that first push, and that set ByuN up for success. did set him up, did take the win from there. We saw that herO, he was trying to recover, but it was just too much. It was just too much of a deficit. And with that, ByuN does start off with that lead. GG. GG, well played. Yo, shout out to Melting Grain in the chat. Gah, baby God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. I do appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoy the content. Hope you enjoy the casting. Hope you enjoy the StarCraft. Thank you. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. Again, if you're subscribed, you can join us on Discord, !Discord in the chat. And you will get a link to our server. We do provide replay packs to our subscribers, and you also, of course, gain emotes on Twitch as well. So you have those emotes. Ah, they're beautiful, man. They're beautiful. Ah, the ducks. So you can enjoy that if you wish. Otherwise, thank you. Thank you for the support. We're now getting into game number 2. Game 2 is going to be on Whispers of Gold. Whispers of Gold, of course, is the smallest map of the map pool. Very short rush distance by ground. Aggression is favored on this map. The third base and the fourth base are more exposed. So a very difficult map to beat the defender on. We'll see how aggressive both ByuN and herO are going to be. Bearing in mind that herO, he wasn't really able to play his game last game. Like herO, he typically thrives in the mid game. He thrives with a solid economy, with his control, with his blink micro. Arguably, herO has the best control in the world. herO, he's insane. There's a reason why he's the best Protoss player, one of the best Protoss players in the world, alongside MaxPax. But he wasn't able to really showcase that in game 1. Here in game 2, I can feel it. herO coming into game 2. I'm sure he does. Oh, he's burning to bounce back. He's spamming in the chat right now. He is ready to go. Let's go. So we're loading into game 2. Now, I don't expect ByuN to go for another eBay block. I don't expect that at least, but double gas for sure. We could even see herO go for his own proxy instead. We'll see. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back, we'll see if he can recover and make a series out of this. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Shopify. It is ByuN. Leading the series 1-0. Here we go. Are moving in. And again, we're going to be loading into Whispers of Gold. The rush distance by ground is very short, especially if you knock down these rooks. Depending on where the third base is taken, you can reduce the rush distance even further by knocking down those rocks. Likewise, unlike on some of these other maps, there's no ramp coming into the natural. There's no ramp coming into the third. There is a ramp here at the triangular third base, but it's a very wide ramp, and there are multiple attack points as well. So in general, a lot more easier to engage and to be the aggressor on Whispers of Gold. And we'll see who's going to take that role. As for now, double gas. Double gas opener out of ByuN. This time ByuN does not move out with an SCV, so there's no eBay block. Again, typically it's unwise to go for that multiple games in a row in a series, especially at this level. So ByuN opening up double gas into Reaper into faster factory. So a much more aggressive start here by ByuN. Likewise, herO will keep an eye on him. As a reminder, last game herO did open Stargate, did fall on his face, trying to open up Stargate. We could open Stargate again. I would recommend against it. On these smaller maps, it is more difficult to get away with Stargate play. Stargate play does leave you very vulnerable early on, I mean, as we saw in the last game, so it is very difficult to get away with that on these more aggressive maps. We'll see if he does open Twilight Council, Robo, or if he still goes Stargate nonetheless. For now, opening up Sentry. Sentry openers are very safe. What does a Sentry opener mean? That means, I almost said Cyclone. It means hallucination. It means early hallucinations. So really, very early scout here by herO to get a read on what ByuN is up to. And again, as we saw, because of the energy overcharge, because one of the more recent patches with the energy overcharge and with the buff to the sentry, does mean that now it's more viable to open up in such a manner. Does get a full scout, does confirm double gas and late CC. And herO, he still opens Stargate. Bold move out of herO. Opening up Stargate nonetheless. ByuN scout is denied. He does not know. Not yet. ByuN is in the dark. And here, he also scouted the lack of add-ons, so he knows it's going to be most likely Widowmine drop, or I guess Hellion. Could be like Hellion opener into like Hellion drop. But that's a little bit more niche. Widowmines are building up. And ByuN, he will soon move out. Now, overall, I would say that herO is going to be in a better position. He denies the Reaper Scout. More importantly, this Widowmine drop is designed to do some economic damage, but not much more than that. This is not designed to punish a greedy player or break an opponent early on. Meanwhile, Hallucination finds the medevac. Nice scout out of herO. And here he's going to shut this down. Okay, he's backing up his Phoenixes. He has yet to reveal them. ByuN doesn't know what he's boosting into. Does pivot away. And here come those Phoenixes to hunt down that medevac. You can see they're waiting, they're biding their time. Now they reveal themselves. There's a boost, and there's a lift. Lift on both Widowmines. herO, he will shut this down. A very strong start for herO this time. As ByuN, again, he had no idea what the opener was until now. Now he's aware. Bunker's on the way. Cyclone production has begun. So tank into Cyclone. Medevac is hunted down. And you can already see the stark contrast between Game 1 and Game 2. Where Game 1, herO, he was struggling so much in the early game, and now suddenly ByuN is struggling. Yeah, Bunker gets cancelled. herO gains map control. He's now switching up. Forge, Twilight Council into charge. Into a third Nexus. Go. And from here, ByuN is contained. ByuN is contained. Here, he's free to expand, free to tech up, getting 3 more SCVs. Very nice damage. Here, he's all over ByuN. Scouts the main production. He does have that Raven across the map, and he can get some damage, but the Raven should be hunted down. As he doesn't get a probe. Probes do survive. It's going to be an expensive trade here. Going for the second tower. This time gets a probe. Oh, gets 2. Gets 2 workers, gets 3 towards the end. That's some damage. That's not quite worth a Raven, is what I will say. As the Raven does fall, but at least it gives ByuN some breathing room, right? It forces back all the Phoenixes. ByuN now is able to break out. Oh, and this is a risky move. He's pushing. herO, he will scout this. Does spot the move out. ByuN is committed. herO getting in position. We'll see if herO can pick away at this army. Ideally, he wants a tank. He wants a Cyclone. Wants the Marauder. Because the Marauder does lag behind. Here he doesn't catch reinforcements. Here going for the counterattack. And he will catch these Marines. Yeah, picks up all 3 Marines. Takes down the Marauders, came in the production. ByuN moving in. But he's bleeding off a lot of units back at home. Nice force fields. He locks down some of those Marines. Here he's just buying time. He's just buying time. Picking off Marines wherever he can. Catching up more Marauders. Waiting for extra warp-ins. Now he turns back around. And as the Marine count gets thinned out, so that makes it more viable to lift up those tanks. And he will. Yeah, takes down the tanks or lifts them up. Bunker is exposed. And herO, he should be able to shut this down just barely. It's going to be close. Yeah, gets both tanks and the bunker. Marines, they trade against the Stalkers. But herO holds. Here he holds on, he shuts down the push, and behind this ByuN, he's in trouble here. He was pretty all in. He didn't pull the boys, but there's no third CC. There's no third CC behind this. 2 more Raxes just now get thrown down. herO has momentum, and it's herO's turn to snowball out of control. And this also emphasizes, it was not too long ago that there was an interview with, I want to say Clem, and Clem, he spoke about how momentum-based this matchup is, or how he believes that it's just very momentum-based, that depending on how the early game goes in TvP, it can very heavily swing in favor of either the Protoss or the Terran, and that's what can make it quite challenging, I should say, as a matchup. And like we see that here, both in Game 1 and in Game 2, where whoever has a stronger start just kind of snowballs into this kind of game state. Not saying it's impossible to recover, but it's difficult. It's difficult. Oh. As ByuN, he has amassed a pretty formidable force. herO, he's getting a 4th expansion. Likewise, herO is taking up, not just from charge, but now into Blink Stalkers, +2, and more importantly, splash damage. Storm is on the way. And Storm is something that ByuN isn't quite ready for. ByuN now getting a 3rd CC, taking up into Ghosts. And given time, ByuN, he will get into that Ghost production. Now, moving out. Does move out. High Templar pushing forward. Looking for those storms. Storm is ready. Ooh, yeah, brutal storms. We do get a last second split. Storms, they mainly connect with Marauders, not with the Marines. More High Templar coming in. Storm drops a little bit lackluster. They do not connect. Uh-oh. Yeah, the storms, they don't connect, and ByuN sims in. He breaks through the High Templar. Some of the storms towards the end a little bit better. herO not quite in position with his Gateway Army. And ByuN, he's pulling this off. We need one more storm. Do we have it? Not quite. There we go. High Templar, they move in. There's the NG overcharge. A messy fight for herO, but herO does survive. Whew. Okay. It's very messy. Again, the storms that weren't quite connecting the way that herO was hoping for, but still has enough. Oh, Ghost coming in. Shows the EMPs. Massive EMP. EMP does pop up. Despite that, oh my god, Storm still connects. And GG gets called. herO, he still breaks through, and herO ties up the series 1-1. GG. GG, well played. herO does tie things up, and we're going to Game 3. I think ByuN keeps moving out too early. I mean, that early push from ByuN did make sense because of the start of the game. As a reminder, ByuN had a very rough start to Game 2 where he lost his drop for nothing. He was bleeding out SCVs, and on top of that, herO got away with a Stargate opener. An opener that typically you want to punish. So the move that made sense for ByuN. Unfortunately, if you remember, ByuN got scouted. Remember, there was the hallucination. There was a hallucinated Phoenix that moved out across the map that did see ByuN's move out, and it allowed herO to just pick away at the reinforcements, to get in position, to warp in. Like herO, he had the foresight of knowing that the push was coming, and was able to shut it down. If herO missed it, then maybe ByuN is successful, and maybe ByuN breaks the 3rd base. But alas, it was a committed move there by ByuN, and herO was able to confirm it. And again, I don't really blame ByuN for going for it just because the early game was so rough. Like, it almost felt like ByuN was forced to make that decision, either to be hyper aggressive or be hyper greedy, right? Like, the other option I think would be to rush into a 3rd CC, but then you're still kind of like playing from behind a little bit. Oh. Regardless, GG. GG, well played. With that, herO, he was able to scout, able to shut down the push, and I mean, despite that, it was still a very close end of the game. Like, this, again, the storms were not ideal. But regardless, GG. GG, well played. And here we go, we're getting into our next game. We're getting into game number 3. Hold on. Getting into game 3, and we'll see who takes the lead. Who takes the lead in the series? We'll see where this takes us. As spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of El Dorado, we have our South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, who, tying up the series 1-1, fighting back. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the red Terran player from South Korea being forced into a tied series. We'll see if we can bring it back. It is ByuN for Shopify. Go. The storms, Backy, the storms. That's crazy. Which again they weren't actually amazing for herO. They were definitely a little bit lackluster, but yeah, it was enough. It was enough in the end. A lot of storms. As we have ByuN opening up double gas opener out of ByuN, once again going for a faster factory. And so far in this series, herO, he has opened up Stargate twice. He's gone for a Stargate opener twice now. Does he do it again? I can see the value in a Stargate opener here on El Dorado. Like, it is so risky to do that on Whispers of Gold, but here on El Dorado, it is harder to Reaper scout as there's no Reaper cliff into the main. Likewise, the rush distance by air is shorter, so you can try to get away with it. I do think it's still risky though, still very risky. We'll see if he goes for it. We'll see what tech herO throws down. But now, standard openers. Love the laugh. So happy and infectious. I hate back. I hate back. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate it. As herO, he gets a full scout. He confirms both gases. Both gases are confirmed. He's, of course, aware of the faster factory. Speaking of Reaper cliffs, I mean, they're being walled off as we speak. So again, there's no way into the main base, and we're fully walling off the low ground here as well, making sure Reapers do not scout, which means we could hide a Stargate. It's possible. As ByuN is making his way across the map. Likewise, so is herO. Adet moves out. Reaper as well, they do pass by each other. Ooh, and it's gonna be a Twilight Council. Okay. I was curious because if we wanted to hide some tech, we need another pylon because there was no extra pylon in the main base. Alas, Twilight Council part of the wall. Much more standard opener this time by herO. Much more standard. So Twilight Council. Now from here, I say standard. We could still be aggressive. This could be 2 Gape Link, 3 Gape Link, or 4 Gape Link Stalker. We'll keep an eye on herO. We'll see how aggressive he plans on being. Oh, as ByuN, he attempts to hide. Oh, he gets found. No. Does get found. One more shot, and there's no escaping this. The Reaper is going to be shut down. Nice cleanup there by herO. ByuN did thankfully scout the tech. He did get eyes on the Twilight Council. So ByuN is aware of the much more standard opener this time, as going into early tank production. So safety Cyclone into tank. CC is on the way. 1-1-1. With this early tank, my apologies, if we go for a medevac, this could be for a tank drop. This is looking like an early push here from ByuN. Okay. Show us the medevac. Yeah, medevac is on the way. He's going for the drop. So this is hyper aggressive here by ByuN. Now, this is designed to like hard counter a Stargate opener. As we know, and as ByuN now knows, it's not a Stargate opener. So we'll see if ByuN can still pull this off. This is hyper aggressive. There's the first tank. Second tank is on the way. And herO has not seen this. herO, he is unaware. herO, he does not have the center Zelnaga. Doesn't know what's going on. He is going to be opening up 2 Gape Link, which is okay. He will have some Stalkers to work with. Here we go. Here comes the drop. Here comes the tank. And ByuN is going for the kill. The tech, the production is exposed. He can go for the pylon. herO rushing into it. It's 2 Gape Link to a throw. A greedy build here by herO. Maybe too greedy. The adepts, they get caught out. Massive pickups. herO doesn't have much to work with. He has nothing left. What does he have? He has 2 adepts and 4 Stalkers. It's going to be a tough hold for herO. herO pokes in. Blink is done. He needs to snipe that tank. But he can't get close. He cannot get close to the tank. Adepts to try to catch reinforcements. Second tank is on the way. Pylon goes down. Deep house the Robo. No! The Robo, the Immortal. Yeah, no Immortal to defend. That would have been the linchpin there. That would have been the backbone of the army. Without an Immortal, the tanks, they will survive. They will thrive. There's the Mule to repair. And ByuN is going for the kill. He's going for the kill, going for the throat. A gateway is depowered. Another gateway is killed. Cybercore's going to go down. 0 production. 0 warp ins. Okay, gateway gets repowered. The Immortal's on the way. Immortal is on the way. And does pop out. Now, with this one Immortal here, he might be able to hold on. It's going to be close. He goes to the dive. He dives in. Takes down one of the tanks. Takes down the second. Whew. For a cost, though. It's going to cost him everything. Every Stalker goes down. Ay. No shield battery. No shield battery. No support. Immortal's going to fall as well. Oh, no, sorry. There is a shield battery. Whew, thankfully. One shield battery to defend. And herO holds. Here he barely holds on. That was a very, very clutch hold. And even then, the damage was insane. Sniped a gateway, pylon, cybercore. How many Stalkers? 6. 6 Stalkers that go down. But herO lives. herO, he does live. He does survive. So important here that he was able to repower that Robo. If not, that would have been game. That would have been game then and there. And now we need to take a breath. We need to calm down, Bob. You need to calm down. ByuN behind this, what do I see? 2 more Raxes. 2 more Raxes on the way. I didn't see a 3rd CC. I don't hear no bell, Pappy. There's no 3rd command center. This could turn into a 2-base all-in with a sim timing with 1-1, and we pull the boys. Basically, we're looking for add-ons. We'll see if ByuN makes add-ons or not on these Raxes. If he doesn't make add-ons, then it's going to be a 2-base all-in. If he does, then he can get a 3rd CC and build up towards a longer game. So now, did you see here keeping it with the medevac? Building up more Marauders. From here, Blink into Charge into Colossus. Here, he's getting there. Now, what's important is that here, after surviving, he got away with a 3rd. Remember, it was a 3rd Nexus off of a 2-gate opener. It was a very greedy build by herO, and technically did get away with it. Did get away with it. So economically, herO is skyrocketing ahead. ByuN, he did go for the add-ons. Yep, threw down the add-ons, which means 3rd CC. 3rd CC is on the way. ByuN is macroing out of this. He is not going for the all-in. And as we get into our macro game state, I do favor herO because herO should now be taking a 4th. There should be a 4th base on the horizon here. Here he's on full 3-base saturation. He's moving out. He got away with his economy. And I would favor herO's position once he gets into his Colossus and once he gets into his 4th. But now they're staying on 3 bases. ByuN is pushing. ByuN's move gets spotted by the Stalker. herO is aware. Here he has Charge. He has the first Colossus. It's a very Marauder heavy composition. So Colossus, they're going to tickle this army. Drop into the main. Not getting much done. Here he spots the push. He's got force fields. Here he wants to try to force an earlier siege. There's that siege. Charger's coming in. He wants the tanks, and he's going to get them. Yeah, Bird Tank's going to go down. Massive pickoffs. Takes down Bird Tanks, and here he holds. He does hold. He does catch ByuN unsieged. And here from here should be expanding. There it is. 4th base is going for top right. Nice blink control. Shuts down the Widowmine. herO turns back around. herO turns back. ByuN, he does spot the base. He wants it. Can he force a cancel? For the most part, here he's keeping up with the rotations. Alan does spot the army. Whew, okay, and once again, we can calm down. We can calm down. I will say that this fourth base is late. It is a bit of a later fourth base for herO, so he's not maintaining his greater economy as much as he would like. So ByuN, he's recovering, getting his third base fully operational, taking up into Ghost, into Vikings, into a solid mid-game composition. Likewise, herO is doing something similar, just now getting into his fourth expansion, taking up towards Storm. I do think that herO, yeah, he's double expanding. Like, because his fourth base is so late, it does feel like he has to double expand to make up for that. So here, he does kind of recognize the game state, and more or less, we're kind of even. We're, like, equalizing here between our two players. Of course, herO has the potential to get away with this southern base, but ByuN is being active. ByuN is being active, looking for a way out, waiting for his ghost. This is also why, for those that are curious, if you've been watching TVP as of late, for a very long time, TVP was, you would consider 3 Colossus the most you would ever make, just because any more and you would do, it would be inefficient. You do like overkill or overdamage, just because extra swipes on Marines wouldn't mean anything. But in the current meta of TVP over the past year, it's so Marauder heavy that a 4th Colossus does make sense. And we do often see up to 4 Colossus as well, just because there are so many Marauders. Meanwhile, herO pushing in, catching out some of the bio. Speaking of 4 Colossus, that's what we have, which is now like the new meta against Mass Marauder. Storm coming in, Disruptors on the horizon. Yeah, the bio army getting caught out. So far, a bit of engage here from the Colossus. 2 Colossus wasting DPS here on the CC. Oh, but GG gets called. Yeah, it's just too much to handle. And ByuN, the spirit is broken. herO, he will take game number 3. Whew, GG. GG, well played herO. He does take the 3rd game there. ByuN, again, a really rough angle of attack. He was just taking so many hits from those Colossus, and he could not really close that gap either. We spoke earlier, ByuN, he was so close to breaking herO. He was so close. If you remember, with that early push, he was killing production, sniping tech. He was breaking herO until the Immortal arrived. And you saw how important that Immortal was to the defense for herO. herO, he barely held on, got away with the 3rd base, and with that was able to persevere in the end. GG. GG, well played. Ooh, still a very intense game though. Still a very intense game state. With that, that leads us into game 4. And we'll see if ByuN can bounce back. We'll see if he can bounce back, and we'll see if he can bring us to the ace match. And just to reiterate, I feel like that early push that ByuN went for on El Dorado is more designed to like hard counter Stargate play. Is more designed against that sort of stuff. Unfortunately, it was Twilight Council into Robo. I mean, herO was still going for an insanely fast 3rd base, which is why that defense was so close, because herO was being so greedy. Got away with it in the end, and that leads us here into ley lines. Let's go. Leads us into ley lines. Kind of early GG. I mean, early in the sense that that there was still potential in that fight, especially because like there was some wasted DPS from the Colossus. Like ByuN could have still played that out, and the fight could have maybe gone a little bit better his way, possibly, depending on how the fight went out. But yeah, ByuN, he didn't like his position, didn't like what he was up against, tapped out more towards the beginning of the fight instead. And with that, we're getting into our next game. We're getting into our next game, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have our South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, leading the series 2-1. It is herO. Spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Red Terran player representing Shopify. It is ByuN. Ubu Thermal would have fought that out. He would have, like in the round of 16. Like, would have fought his heart out. I do agree, though, in the sense that I do think that ByuN could have still played out that fight. I'm not entirely certain if it would have gone his way, but I think he could have tried to fight that out regardless. I believe. With that, ByuN, oh, back to how we started, going for the eBay block. Going for the eBay block here. Oh, he attempts to. This time, hero's in position. Yeah, this time here, he's in position. He will shut this down. With that, boys are being pulled. And if you were here for game one, ByuN, he almost finished up that eBay here, and he did cause a big delay here for the economy of herO. This time, herO scouts, and here he will force an earlier cancel. So here, he's a lot more on top of this. Go. And there it is. There's the expansion. So ByuN not getting the damage he was hoping for. He does force some lost mining time, true. Does force some lost mining time, but outside of that, ByuN, he does pull back, does pull away. herO with a much more comfortable start, and ByuN, he expands back at home. Does expand back at home. Oh. And we are still making use of this SCV. This is quite committed here. Are we going for a proxy 1-1? Are we going factory into proxy Hellion into Hellion drop into the main? That's what I'm leaning towards here. Remember, this is not an all-in. It's not an all-in, so we're not going like proxy tank. I don't think we're going proxy cyclone. I'm leaning more towards proxy starport, which is still quite committed, I should say. Hi. ByuN, what are we cooking, ByuN? What are we cooking? Let him cook. Do you have our Twilight Council on the way? Yep, there's a Hellion. Show us the starport. Yep, Hellion drop. Okay. So again, it's going to be proxy Hellion drop. Now, on the one hand, this has a lot of potential to do damage. So the goal here, for those that are curious when it comes to the numbers, 3 Hellions. It takes 3 Hellions to one-shot a probe. And because Hellions do splash damage, made 3 Hellions, they can annihilate a mineral line real fast and real quick. So again, typically you want a 4th Hellion just so you can have some wiggle room. You're going to probably lose a Hellion in the process. But regardless, 3 Hellions are the minimum that you want. Medevac is on the way, and we could potentially just cripple the economy early on. The downside, as you can imagine, is your production is out in the open, and it's going to be a long road to float back home. Like, there's going to be a big window in time. If this doesn't do damage, then you're going to have 0 factory and starport production for an extended period, and here is going to snowball out of control. So this is very committed. Not all in, but it has to do damage as ByuN is expanding. ByuN does expand. Here comes that 3rd Hellion. As we mentioned, 3 Hellion is the minimum that you want, and it is what ByuN has. Going for the drop. We have a Liberator Widowmine follow-up. Let's go. ByuN dropping in. Here his adepts are out on the map. He gets spotted. Here he pulls away. Probes are lining up. Ooh, they do line up. 3 probes go down. He gets 3 so far. He gets 5. Ooh, and he will lose one of those Hellions. Now he has to 2-shot. He does 2-shot workers. Some of them do line up. He gets 6 probes so far. Does pull away. Now what's important, he keeps the medevac alive. Does keep this alive. And because the medevac is alive, herO is stuck at home. Oh, he should be. Never mind herO, he doesn't care. He just sends it. He just sends it across the map. Bunker is on the way. Hellions, they come back in. They will get more damage. Only 1 stalker to defend. Remember herO, he made this decision to not stay back at home to defend. So we get 9, we get 10, 11 probe kills. Here comes the Widowmine. Here comes the Liberator as well. But back at home, ByuN, he has nothing. He has Marine. He has Vanilla Marine and SEVs. The bunker is delayed. Does herO have enough to break through this, though? Oh, as the bunker does finish. Bunker completes. Where's that Liberator? We're still waiting for it. I mean, here he blinks into the main. Blinks into the main base. He camps the production. Marines forced out of the bunker. More boys being pulled. Liberator makes his way into the main. And here he commits. And here he might have too much. He might have just far too much here. Remember, no stim and no tanks, no cyclones, no nothing back at home, just Marine and Marauder. Yeah, warps into the main base, going for the kill. Last being forced out of the main. Gets 8 worker kills. We're getting chaotic. We're getting messy. Oh! As the Maestro goes off. Ooh, brutal connection, 12 probe kills. But here he's moving in. He's moving in. Again, ByuN, he doesn't really have much of an army. He has 1 Marauder. 1 Marauder holding the line. Here he can go for the dive. For now, blinking back, GG gets called. He breaks the economy. 25 SCV kills, 27 even. Everything goes down, and with that, GG herO, he does take the series. He is this week's KSL champion. GG. Whew. GG, well played. A very, very scrappy game. Again, ByuN, he was committed. He went for the Hellion drop. The Hellions did do a lot of damage, but herO, he went for the risky move. What did he do? He knew that he was vulnerable back at home. He was losing a lot of workers back at home, but herO, he also knew that ByuN had nothing to defend. ByuN, he had a bunker, he had vanilla Marines and vanilla Marauders, and not many of them either. So herO, he went for the kill. He knew that ByuN would be vulnerable. He knew that the production was proxied, and ByuN was barely broken. And even though ByuN, he had a bunker, we saw that herO, he just avoided it. He just avoided the bunker. He avoided the bunker in the end. Did go straight for the main. GG. GG, well played. Very intense, very messy, and very back and forth as well. Even though it was a 3-1 in favor of herO, even though herO is our champion, congratulations, ByuN did make him work for it, and a lot of these games were quite close. A lot of these games were close, they were intense, they were back and forth. GG. GG, well played. It's great to see ByuN doing well, and of course, amazing to see herO getting another win. Fun fact, Chicken Man, he just gave us a fun fact. herO, he has not lost a single KSL, which makes sense. Like herO, he is usually the champion in these tournaments. Like he does typically farm KSLs. He has won more KSLs than any other player in the history of the Korean StarCraft League, and this year, undefeated. This year, herO, he is undefeated. As we catch up on the bracket. For those that are curious, who is the second most winning player in KSL? That is Dark. Dark, he's got the second most wins in KSL. But again, Dark, he is retiring soon, or he is going to the military soon. For those that weren't here at the start of the broadcast, bit of an announcement. Dark did say that this would be potentially his final KSL before military, and unfortunately, Dark, he said that when he signed up, but Dark, he wasn't able to check in. Dark, he did let the organizers know that he wasn't able to play, and yeah, that might be his last KSL. This might not be Dark's last tournament. I should emphasize, this is a bi-weekly. KSL, it's a bi-weekly, so every fortnight. Every 2 weeks we have a KSL. So in that 2-week period, Dark, he might play like in a Wardy TV Monday or like a Pigasaur Monday. It's possible that he might still play in another event this week, but Dark, he is alluding to the fact that in 2 weeks, most likely he is going to be in the military. So yeah, it's wrapping up. I mean, we knew this coming into the year. For those who don't know, Dark, he left his team back in December, and he had a speech during the Kespa Cup Awards, or the Kespa Awards, talking about how, you know, the reason why he left Talon Esports was because of his military service, because he was going soon, and that's why the contract ran up. That's why they didn't re-sign, and that's also why Dark hasn't been playing in many tournaments. Like Dark, he's been very rarely signing up for tournaments, just because that has been looming on the horizon. So yeah, best of luck to Dark, best of luck, and hopefully we're able to see him like in one more event before that does arrive. Farming him with KSL is wild. I mean, the problem is that usually who is the one that stops herO? It's Dark, right? Like Dark is usually like the Su, if you will, or the Kong to herO, and usually challenges him. But without any Dark, like herO, he's got no one to stop him. No one yet. We kind of have like a slot available here for someone to rise up, whether it's ByuN, whether it's Kyor, whether it's Xiaon, Classic. We'll see which of these players does become herO's next rival in these Korean events. Because historically it was Dark. It was like Dark and herO going back and forth. So we'll see. Nisol, yeah, it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet. You know, much love to Dark. But with that, GG. With that, GG, well played. Hope you all enjoyed today's broadcast. Hope you all enjoyed today's event. As that does wrap up our KSL. And again, the Korean StarCraft League is a bi-weekly tournament every fortnight. So the next event is going to be in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks' time is the next KSL. Otherwise, going over our weekly schedule here, we have another broadcast later on this evening. We're going to be live with Master Swan Open. That is going to be at 7 p.m. KST. It's going to be at 9 p.m. AEST. That is going to be in 3 hours. In 3 hours time, we are going to be live here once again with the Masters 1 Open. If you're curious, what is the MSO? What is the Masters 1 Open? That is a tournament for Masters players. It's a tournament for more amateur players. So if you're between the leagues of Bronze and Masters 2, then hey, you can play in this tournament. Let's say Masters 2, it is 4.7k. 4.7k and below are eligible to play and compete in this tournament. So it is a monthly event, and it's an event that we host, that we run, and that is funded via our Patreon. Shout out and thank you so much to all of our patrons, by the way. Our Patreon is designed to fund our tournaments like MSO, SDO, and STC. That's bam. There it is. You can see our 3 tournaments there on my right hand side. They are the events that we do host on a regular basis, and they're the events that are funded via Patreon. So thank you so much to all our patrons. You can see our Patreon goal under the graphic. We currently do earn 425 USD a month. And of course, we're almost at our next goal. So thank you so much for support. We actually got a new patron last night. So thank you so much for all the patrons. Thank you so much. We do appreciate it. And we are one step closer to our next goal. Currently, 100% of the money on Patreon goes towards our tournaments. It all goes towards the players, or goes towards the prize pool. And the next goal is the case as well, to boost the prize pool of Sparkling Tuna Cup. After that, a future goal would be to pay admins and to pay casters. That would be the ideal, but right now it all goes towards the players. So if you want to help support the players, if you want to help support the scene, the community, then Patreon is the place to be. Thank you so much. Do appreciate the support. Otherwise, with that, we're wrapping up. We're wrapping up here for the time being. I did say that I was thinking about doing a replay cast, but because I do have a couple of viewer replay casts that are banked up, but again, it's 3 hours till the next cast, so I don't think it would be wise. I do need some time to get ready for it, so the viewer replay cast is going to be postponed for the time being. I do want to say that we can bring it back next week. I'm sure we'll find some room. I'm sure we'll find some room for a replay cast. Fingers crossed. We'll get there. Copium. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Tomorrow we're going to be back with 3 events. We have Fire Grow Cup, SEL Masters Show Match, and Sparkling Tuna Cup as well. So there's a lot of content over the course of the weekend. A lot of content to come. And actually, is that a show match? Actually, it would be a good time. So tomorrow we're casting SEL Masters number 2. That is a show match between ByuN and Dark. There you go. We're going to be featuring Dark tomorrow. So Dark is playing in a show match tomorrow, and we will be able to do our viewer replay cast after that show match between ByuN and Dark. So we got you covered. That is the plan. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. If you enjoy the content, consider following us. Consider following us on all the social medias, !socials in the chat, and you get a link to our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Discord, all things CranKy Ducklings. We have a TikTok as well. But more importantly, if you see something that you like here, and if you cannot watch it live, because we're live all the time, and we're live for NA, we're live for EU, a lot of tournaments, a lot of casting. If you see something that you want to watch, and if you can't watch it live, YouTube is the place to be. All of our VODs are all on YouTube, so !YouTube in the chat. Check out our YouTube channel and enjoy the content there. Enjoy the content, baby. Otherwise, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in 3 hours, or we'll see you tomorrow. One or the other. Again, we're live all the time, so we'll see you at some point. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Have a great weekend as well. Enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you guys next time. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego.